Let's talk about last night. Sunday night football, primetime game. Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Dallas Cowboys at home in Acrisure Stadium. Game gets delayed a whole hour due to weather and lightning delays. Everybody's tired. We're staying up till 1 a.m. for this game to finish. Was it worth it? No, it was not worth it. This game sucked. This game was terrible. All ends of the football. Dallas Cowboys were bad. The Pittsburgh Steelers were bad. We're going to dive into all of that right now on our recap of the loss that the Steelers took 20-17 to the Dallas Cowboys. Let's get right into it right now. We'll start off first with we'll get into it first with the defense. All right, because I've got a lot to talk about with this offense. So we'll go a little bit into first the defense right now. The defense had 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions thrown by Dak, and we still managed to lose this game. That's terrible. That is terrible. Shout out to TJ Watt. He finally got his 100th career sack. A strip sack might have added that, so kudos to him. Great. TJ Watt is the best player on our team, and he needs to be rewarded. Right now, he's not being rewarded. Defense held the Dallas Cowboys to 6 points in the first half, I believe. Let me check. 6 points in the first half. They weren't playing bad at all. At all. They were not playing bad. Defense was playing. They were getting gashed on third downs, but they were making stops. They were making turnovers when they needed to make turnovers. They were doing the job that they needed to do when it needed to be done. We were terrible on third down in this game. Dak Prescott, they were third and 15 sometimes, third and long, third and 8, and they would get a wide open player downfield. Not even CeeDee Lamb. That's what pisses me off the most about this game and this defense is it wasn't even CeeDee Lamb that was going off against us. CeeDee Lamb had 62 yards on 5 receptions. That's not great by any means. That's not. Joey Porter Jr. did his job. Defense did their job with CeeDee Lamb. We just let every other no-name receiver on this team go off against us, what seems to be a trend in Steelers history. You have a no-name, grayless face, as Tomlin likes to say. We make them Hall of Fame receivers on Sundays when they play against us. It's ridiculous at this point. It's ridiculous. Jalen Tolbert, 7 receptions, 87 yards. Okay. Jake Ferguson, their tight end, we knew about him. 6 receptions, 70 yards. Jalen Tolbert had a touchdown, might I add. I believe it was the game-winning touchdown, too. Wow. Crazy. Rico Doel, their running back. Receiving had 2 receptions, 27 yards. In rushing, he had 20 attempts for 87 yards. Rico Doel. Ezekiel Elliott did absolutely jack shit, but he sucked. So what's new? Dak Prescott had himself a day. 29 of 42. 29 completions out of 42 attempts. A little bit over 50%, 60%. 352 yards, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions. Only Dak Prescott gets that stat line and wins this game. That's how fucking bad. I put a lot of blame on the offense in this game. Nick Herbig goes down in the first half. He was cooking. He was putting a lot of pressure on. Our first half, we were getting a lot of pressure in the first half on Dak Prescott. He was struggling in the pocket. He had to make some quick throws. Granted, they were going down the field, but we held him to field goals. We got turnovers when we needed to get turnovers. Bend but don't break. Our defense was doing good. People are going to be more mad at our defense about this game than really anything. And I'm still not mad about our defense because they scored 20 points. You give any other team in this league 3 turnovers like the Pittsburgh Steelers had, Dallas Cowboys gave us, they win that game. They win that game. It seems to be a constant thing with our team, and I don't know why. But third downs, when we need a third down stop with defense, seems to be a big issue of ours. We just play back and don't get any pressure, and they seem to run over us. I mean, I'm not happy, man. There's not much else to say. I could dog on this defense all I want. Beanie Bishop got picked on out there. He was getting targeted the entire game. He had a couple nice plays, yes, but he was getting targeted nonstop, and they were finding dudes open around him the whole night. I don't have much crap to say about the defense. They really did not play that bad. 20 points, holding them to 20 points, and having three turnovers should be enough to win a football game. 20 points, you could argue, yeah, is a little bit too much for a $100 million defense that we're paying, the highest paid defense in the league. I agree. They could have played better. They easily could have played better. But they got 3 turnovers. 3 TOs, 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions, a fumble recovery. And you're telling me that the offense can't go down and score more than 20 points with that? That's 3 times we got the ball back to make a possession and score. What? On the low end, 9 points we should have been able to score, but we couldn't. We'll get into coaching before I get into the offense because that's going to even get me more heated before I go ramble on about this offense because I really want to drive home the fact that we suck. Coaching was terrible. Mike Tomlin and his use of timeouts is blasphemy. It blows my mind. I don't know how we could be so bad with time management last week and this week. A 4th and 1 in the 4th quarter. I don't remember the score. We take a timeout to ensure that we get the 4th and 1. And I get that. We're down. You need to get this 4th and 1. It's a big 4th and 1. Cool. It's still before the 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes to use it, act as a third timeout. I'm okay with that. You go in with 2 timeouts. We get the 4th and 1, so the timeout wasn't wasted. You get down to the 2-minute warning or past the 2-minute warning, and we waste a timeout. And I don't remember. This is the day after. I don't remember what we wasted the timeout on, but we wasted a timeout. Essentially, that seems to be for absolutely nothing. That seems to be absolutely nothing. 1 second. That seems to be absolutely nothing. I don't remember. I don't remember what we used it on, but we wasted it. I know for a fact we fucking wasted it. And then we go down. The Dallas Cowboys drive down the field. We have 1 timeout remaining with a minute left to go, and we let the Dallas Cowboys drive all the way down the 1-yard line. And granted, this could have been the final play of the game. I get it. You take a timeout, let your defense kind of get the best look out there. But my God, dude. I guess I'll go back on defense too while I'm talking about this. I think you should just let them score at that point. Let them score when there's a minute left. When Dak's running down the sideline and Minka came to try to make a play, congratulations to Minka. I know you're a dog. I'm not the biggest football guru. I would just let him score. Save your timeout. You only have to go get 3 points. You have a minute to go 40 yards and a minute to go 40 yards with a timeout to get a field goal. Just let them score. We hold them. They drive all the way clock down to 20 seconds. We use a timeout, and they score. I don't like using the timeout there. Dallas Cowboys had just used the timeout, so it's like your players already rested. Don't whatever. Now we have 20 seconds going, 40 yards, no timeouts. Terrible clock management. Absolutely terrible clock management. Terrible coaching all the way around because we're going to get more into that too. We have so much talent on this defense, and scheme issues seem to be a problem because players have come out any and every week saying that our defense is easy to scheme against. I think Tom Brady said it. There's another person who said it too. It's easy to scheme against because we do the same shit all the time. Terrible coaching. And then we get to the offensive side of the ball, where we now start talking about offense. People are going to blame defense for losing us this game. 17 points should have been enough, blah, 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 for us to win this game. No, it's not. You have 3 turnovers, and I don't think on any one of those turnovers it converted to points. What is our offense doing? We ran the ball on one of them all 3 downs, and it was like a 3rd and 8. Run the ball, get stuff, run the ball, get stuff, and then we ran the ball on a 3rd and long and got stuff. Justin Fields wasn't playing great football by any means. But the play calling just seems too predictable. When Najee Harris is in the backfield running the ball 80% of the time, 90% of the time, and couple that with George Pickens not even being on the outside because they limited his snaps, there's no threat you're running the ball. There's no threat for a deep pass or any passing. It's just stop the run with a shitty O-line, and it's easy to do. I know I'm really going hard, and this is a really bummer of a video to watch. It's just pissed. I'm pissed. I'm pissed all the way around. We'll go one by one on the offense. Let's talk about Justin Fields. Justin Fields did not play great. He didn't play terrible. I don't necessarily think Justin Fields lost us that game, but he did nothing for us to win that game. He had a good responding drive to get a touchdown after Dallas went down and got a touchdown, or to put us up, I believe, put us up 17-13. That was a great response. He went down the field. Justin started hot, and then he looked like he kind of got scared. He kind of got confused. He missed. There was a couple times on the broadcast he showed he's missing wide open receivers running down the middle. There was times on the broadcast where they said he had 4 seconds in the pocket, the most he's had all season, and he's still frantically panicking and can't see an open dude. I don't think Justin Fields did bad, but I think it was enough now 2 weeks in a row to pull the plug on Justin Fields. This is his first true bad game he had in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform, and I think it's enough for them to switch back to Russ next week. I think Russ is magically going to be healthy now out of nowhere. His calf's going to not be hurting, and he's going to be the starter. Would I personally do that? I don't know. I like Russ. I like the excitement, or Fields. I like the excitement that Fields can bring. But I think Russ. I agree. I think Russ is the move for next week. We need to see what Russ can do. I believe we need to see what Russ can do. And I'm not pulling the plug super quick on Justin, and I won't want to shatter his confidence. And I know it probably will, and it's going to cause more problems. But it's a big debate. Maybe give Justin Fields one more week. But the way this team is trending, we can't be losing any more of these games with this gauntlet coming up. And people ask the question, what can Russ have done to win us these games in these past couple weeks? Last week, I don't think Russ could have done anything to win us that game. I think Russ wins us this game today. Prime time, Sunday night football, everybody's watching. I don't think Russ chokes under pressure and gets scared. I think he finds the open receivers that we're running open multiple times throughout tonight. Najee Harris, we'll go to him because I think it's enough of Justin Fields. Najee Harris, I'm not a fan of Najee right now. Najee has been running slow. He runs slow. He's trying to run like Le'Veon Bell, as if Le'Veon Bell didn't run behind one of the best lines in the league at the time. We don't have that line, dude. You need to hit the hole. You need to hit the hole hard. You need to hit it fast. or at least go or learn if you're going to run slow, bounce it to something that's open. He runs slow and then just runs into a pile of dudes when there's a hole or a lane to the left or right of him. We need our running backs back. Jalen being hurt's killing us. Cordell Patterson being hurt's killing us. A lot of injuries on the offensive line are killing us. On the defensive side of the ball are killing us. This team is plagued by injuries, and I'm not mad about that. You can't control that. It's just reality. We're going to need somebody back to help us. I don't think the offensive line played too bad, pass protection wise. Justin Fields had time in the pocket, so I'm not. The line wasn't too bad. I think Russ wins us this game. We'll move into the final topic here right now, and I believe that's going to be about the wide receiver core and George Pickens. And I have a lot to say about this, being that I rep his jersey so hard and I wear the mask so hard and I suck this dude off on every video. And this is kind of my awakening. Our wide receiver core is horrible. Tonight again showed that. It was stated in the press conference after the game that George Pickens was under snap management this game. Snap management for what? Tomlin gave a whole big press conference BS thing, whatever. I think it's because they're sick and tired of his attitude. George Pickens showed out tonight with eye black that said always fuck open fucking always. And he did absolutely nothing tonight besides drop a third down pass that could have been used for a first down to help win us this game. He did nothing to get open like he says he's always open besides jog and half-ass his route. And he's not helping out the QB that way. There's a play in a slant, and I can't remember what it is, but he's running a slant, and George Pickens is jogging the slant, and Justin Fields has time in the pocket, and he's looking for George Pickens. Had George Pickens ran hard, he would have been open. Justin Fields could have hit him. It could have been a completion, first down, whatever. George Pickens jogs. Fields tries to force it in. It's an incompletion, whatever. Terrible attitude, terrible effort. I like the attitude of George Pickens. I like the mean, gruntle, like fuck you mentality, big dog, bully people. I'm not a fan of the attitude of low effort. I am okay with this team losing for injuries. I'm okay with this team losing for bad coaching, for whatever bull BS you want to put out there. One thing I will not tolerate as a Steelers fan is effort. How the hell are you going to be making all this money as a star wide receiver and us depend on you to be number one and you don't give 100% effort every play? You're always open, but yet you're jogging half the time on your 22 film. You go watch the all 22 film on George Pickens and he's jogging half of his routes and then he realizes the ball's coming to him and then he tries. CeeDee Lamb last night on one of the replays, you could see blocked for his tight end when he caught the ball. Straight up block was a good block. Blocked him and then he got a big old gain from it. George Pickens isn't doing that. George Pickens isn't giving that effort. So Tomlin and them benched him a little bit. Snap management. He was only out there less than 50% of the time. Calvin Austin was out there more of the time than George Pickens. Our biggest threat wasn't out there, and it minimizes our offense. And you could see that. Another thing proving that we need a whole new wide receiver core, but at least another wide receiver in here to help. And it comes to the topic of, I'll make a separate video if we trade George Pickens or not. That's definitely a conversation. This dude is becoming a problem, a nuisance, and I'm not a fan of it. I don't want another AB. You can't have it, dude. You can't have it. You can't walk out with eye black like that and then drop passes and then get a. How many catches did he have? Let's go. Let's do this right now. 3 receptions for 26 yards. Almost 10 yards of reception, sure. 8.7 yards of reception. A long of 21. Dude, it's not enough. Long of 21. So he had 26 yards total, and he got 21 yards on one that was a 5-yard route, and then he ran 20 yards. That gives you 5 yards on the other times because you want to suck and ladle around. Can't have that. Can't have that. Cannot have that on this team and cannot have that on this offense. I don't know how this team fixes it or corrects it because it seems to be a coaching problem. It seems to be a personnel problem at this point, and the team seems to be stuck in purgatory where we've always been, going 9-8. And you could be like, "Oh, you're such a Debbie Downer. You're just feeling the side effects of losing." I'm mad because I lost to the fucking Cowboys. All right, I'm down in Texas right now for a vacation. I went out for the game and I got booed by Cowboys fans because we played so fucking bad. I got harassed and bullied by Cowboys fans because we got played so bad. And I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything because my precious Steelers couldn't back me up. Of course I'm mad. Of course this video is going to be angry because we suck. We suck. We need to get to that. We need to get some fucking hair on our balls as a team and some goddamn men out there and want to go play some fucking football and actually try to play some football and actually try to want to win some games. It doesn't feel like the offense wants to win games. That can come from coaching because the play calling could be so conservative, but all the way around, it just doesn't feel like offense doesn't want to win games. It feels like they want to rely on the defense to win games, and I hate that mentality. I hate it. Our defense is great, but any team should be able to win with 3 turnovers. I'm just not happy about it, man. I'm not happy about it. I may have missed a lot of talking points, and this could be a very shitty video because of my anger, and I just let it all out on here. But hey, man, just we can't have this, bro. We cannot have this. We did really bad, very poor. The offense needs a revamp, and I don't know how it's gonna fix it. I don't know what to do. Do you bring Russ in? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. But I think I'll make a separate video on George Pickens. But it's a devastating loss, man. Final thoughts. Final thoughts. Uh, Season's not over. I'm still optimistic that we can turn it around. It's the beginning of the season. We still have a hard gauntlet coming up. I think it's good that we're getting these hiccups out of the way early so we can learn to build and fix on it because we will. We do need to experience these things and we do need to pick up and we can get hot at the right time because we get all of our issues out in the beginning. So I'm happy for that. I think we can still correct it. I think we can still get right, and we will get right. I think we're still going to make the playoffs. Just offense needs to figure their shit out. I'm not worried about defense right now. I'm really not. 3 turnovers and 20 points should be plenty for an offense to go down and win the game in 4 quarters. So, my final thoughts. I'll be out with the George Pickens video if we should trade him or not, and then I'll be back with a preview on next week's game where I believe we play the Raiders. Steelers now sit at 3-2 with 2 losses back to back. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.